Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are playing as Portugal, working on building up our gold supply. Although, actually, I think we might do one more. Oh, I got a construction sector in Northern Cape. I don't need to build up another construction sector. I can turn this one into iron frame. Now I'll have 6 running. And that'll be just fine. I think we're going to ease off expansion at the moment while we work on other things. Although I've been thinking about Morocco. I wonder if I could take Morocco as a protectorate. I might be able to win a... Ooh, they got quite an army. But is it an army with significant units? They're... Okay, looks like they're mostly irregular infantry. And I feel like I could take an army of pretty much exclusively irregular infantry, because I already have done here in Marina Kingdom. So I'm feeling like I could do that. I've got a little bit of extra authority kicking around. Ooh. Huh. Wonder why the tobacco consumption tax is so productive, but I'm not going to complain. Let's go ahead and cut another one of these low-value consumption taxes and throw a road maintenance decree in Transvaal, or Vrystaat, in Vrystaat, because that's where we're currently building all of these mines. Ooh, actually, oh my goodness, I can't, because the infrastructure's low. I'm not going to be able to build up these gold mines at all. That's a real shame. So we'll put these at the bottom for now. And we'll work on getting some industry built up. So how close are we to getting railways? 13 months out. Actually, let's take a look at our tech to see what else we need at this point. So, water tube boiler will be really good. Intensive agriculture will be really good. We already have percussion cap. So we have the ability to produce our own munitions. So if we go right away to intensive agriculture, we'll have the ability to produce our own explosives and our own fertilizer, which will be very useful. The other hand, water tube boiler will be better for our other economy stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go for intensive agriculture and then water tube boiler. So I think with railways, I've already got the ability to produce motors. So we will go ahead and queue in one level of motor industries in the capital. This is where we've got our steel mill, right? No. Where's our steel mill located? Is it in Beira? It is. Alright, so I want the motor industries there. I'm going to throw that in at the top of the queue. And we'll put this under the textile mills. Coal situation's pretty rough, actually. Might need to throw those mines in the top as well. At least one of them. We'll put the other a little further down. And by then, we should have this research finished. So that's going to be about a year. And by then, we'll have this research finished. And then we'll be able to have everything we would like. Standard of living is going up, which I'm pretty pleased about. Probably because I'm mostly building up industry in the mainland. So what do we have? We've got a real shortage of luxury furniture. So once we get furniture industries building, we'll be able to solve that issue. Ooh, and there is a civil war in the Dutch East Indies, which I could potentially get involved in. Netherlands is on the other side, so what kind of an army does the Netherlands have? They've only got line infantry, so I would have the technological advantage, but I would need to physically invade the Netherlands. And British East India Company is leaning towards this way. I don't want to get on the other side of a diplomatic play involving the British East India Company, because they're likely to try to grab Goa. And I want to hold Goa, because Goa is a very good place to be. It's got dye plantations, it's got tea plantations. Two things that I need to have quite a bit of. I thought I desubsidized my trade centers. Am I crazy? These should not be subsidized. I don't know why these are trying to be subsidized. Thought I got rid of that when we first started this thing. Anyway, a little more gold in Vrystadt means a little bit more cash. And that, oh, that's a good increase. That's 1K right there. And are they still, okay, they're just about there for the customs union. So that's fine. All right, beautiful. So I think increasing that is going to be a priority. Increasing the size of the infrastructure there. I think I can go to one more construction sector. Let me see. How's my iron supply? Iron supplies are not great, but they're okay. I think I can increase one more construction sector. I can afford that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Ooh, Venezuela is improving relations. That's pretty cool. We'll throw that in at the top because it's quick. And again, our finances are looking rock solid at this point. And Uruguay as well. Excellent. Argentina has become part of the British Empire. Okay, okay, Britain. Ease off. Dial it back. Excellent. Marina Kingdom is going down in Liberty Desire. So, in terms of my subject states, Honduras I could already decrease autonomy once again. But I feel like it's a little bit more important to get Marina Kingdom down there. Well, Marina Kingdom's going to take forever anyway. So, we'll go ahead and hit the button for Honduras. France once again wants a defensive pact. I'm going to say yes this time. And I'm going to see what that does. Oh, right. I was looking at my options in terms of attacking Morocco. Oh, Morocco's guaranteed by the Ottoman Empire. And I certainly can't fight the Ottoman Empire. So we'll leave that off for now. Unless there's some kind of reason they wouldn't fight. But I don't think there is. Yeah, no. They would definitely... Well, Tunis would step in. Ottoman Empire would not. But Sardinia-Piedmont would. So Sardinia-Piedmont, what kind of army do you have? You have an army of a size. But you're still behind me technologically, but only by a little. And Tunis... So all those together, I think that's not worth it. I think I'm gonna... I think it would be a mistake. So now that I'm allied with France, let's see if going after Dahomey is potentially workable. How's the investment pool? Investment pool is pretty large and getting larger. So maybe it's time for me to increase my construction capacity further. In fact, I think it is. So we'll throw one more construction sector there in Alentejo. Let me just make sure the one in Lisbon is fully employed. Yes, they are. All right, beautiful. I'm going to start straining my iron supply soon, so I can't do too much of this, but I can do a little. All right, language in the classroom. Sotho students sometimes use their native language in Portuguese schools. Some have called for teachers to penalize the use of these languages, forcing children to speak the official language of Portugal. You've noticed it too, right? He gets angry when anyone talks in class, but he always gets angrier when we're talking. Maybe he thinks we're talking about him. I think he just doesn't like being reminded that we know something he doesn't. Schools should teach them to speak the proper language. 10% of Sotho pops in Portugal become more radical, and increased assimilation, increased radicals from discrimination, or the language is part of their heritage, angry petite bourgeoisie and Catholic Church. Reduce assimilation, reduce radicals from discrimination. I'm going to do the first one. I'm not playing the good guys in this round, necessarily. Problematic policing. Event in Extremadura. Police officers in uniform have been discovered supporting Portuguese, French, Friendship Committee activity while on duty, lowering public confidence in the police force. A resident of Anantesho comments on members of the police force patrol that walk by in pristine uniforms with a hint of arrogance in their gait. Disdain drops from the onlooker's voice. These officers certainly think highly of themselves. They carry out errands for the Portuguese-French Friendship Committee and accept their gifts. They ignore their duty to the people of Alentejo. As long as everyone is discreet, there's no harm. 5% of pops become radical. Improves relations with France by 5. Or we need to restore the public's confidence. 5% of pops in Alentejo become loyalist. -1 appeasement. I'm going to go with the second one. A little bit of appeasement reduction is not much to tolerate for a huge increase in loyalty in one of my 3 prime states. So, let's take a look at my politics again. Maria de Braganca is now an adult, although she has been for a while now. She's persistent colonial administrator. Ooh, extra colony growth speed. That's nice. And a political operator, which gives us a little extra authority. By the way, I did queue in increased colonization, because I am doing a little bit of colonization. The heir is Pedro, who is aligned with the landowners. He's a jingoist, versus Queen Maria, who is a reformer. So that's interesting. Put us in some interesting situations going forward. Alright, so now if we go after Dahomey, France is still going to align with them. Alright, so that's a non-starter. So I think now, in terms of expansions, I want to look at the Horn of Africa and see what our options look like over there, because I've got plenty of places that are coastal that I could potentially invade. So let that kind of get going. We're doing pretty well for tech. Obviously, I need to increase my tech output, but for now, you know, it is what it is. Coal's doing okay. Alright, now we're getting our construction industry built up. And that's, again, hopefully going to increase our build speed. I'm hoping by the end of the episode to have a pretty solid build speed here, so that I'm not in a situation where... Ooh, Honduran National Congress are disbanded. Excellent. Finances are still doing just rock solid. Although, I guess I haven't built this one yet, so let's not count the proverbial chickens while they're still eggs. Ethiopia interest is activated, so let's see what our options are. Galedi, I could potentially conquer. They would get support from Tigray. Potentially from Gojam as well. Or Walega. So actually, let's take a quick look here. Do any of these countries have a real military that could potentially stop me? These are irregular infantry and hussars. If they get help from Gojam, they won't be able to have access to the area. What about Tigray? Same deal. So Galeti is a good target right now. Majertine. Let me see. Both of these countries have pretty small GDP, so not going to get a lot of money out of them. But you know, that's not a shocker. They have an alliance with Ausa, so I could grab Ausa in one fell swoop if I've got enough infamy available. So what if it's 2.4? Let's grab just that area, and they'll support. So Majertine will support them. If I grab this area, it's 2.7. And then this area as well, it's 4.8. So I think I've got the capacity pretty soon to grab all 3 of those areas. So I think that's going to be my plan as things get going. Oh my gosh, I'm actually building 2 things at once. That's wonderful. I'm really, really stoked. And I think the second thing's definitely going to be those motor industries, because I desperately, desperately need to be able to build an infrastructure to get all of that sweet, sweet gold that's sitting in the ground in Vrystadt. So, Marina Kingdom, Liberty Desire is still going down. Excellent. And relations are Am I not improving relations? I am improving relations. Oh, that's them. Completely misread. Goldfields depleted. The rich mineral deposits in Transvaal have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. We just had this event last time. Alluvial gold dried up, miners go home. River dried up due to miner activity, shafts condemned as threat to life. Entered own peril, trespassers will be shot, survivors will be shot again. Um, Again, the decision is I can say unfortunate to reduce migration attraction, or I can throw some radicals in there for a smaller penalty to migration attraction. I'm going to do the second one because I'm going to need to continue to increase the gold output capacity. So does the reduction in... Oh, now they're short on infrastructure. I don't know how that's happened. That's a problem, though. That's okay. It's a problem we're in the process of being able to solve, but I'm going to put the motor industries in first now, because now it's more urgent. Alright. So, if I go after Mazartine, this is all one state. So that's my goal here. I think I want to take the whole Horn of Africa and then create a puppet of Ethiopia. That's my middle term goal. So if I do a Conquest CB against Mazartine, they're going to pull in Gojam and Harar, but not... Well, they are going to pull in Ausa. Alright, and they're likely to pull in Harar, who I could make a protectorate as part of the same diplomatic play. No, I can't, because I won't... Or no, I will have the reach. I will have the reach because I'm conquering this territory. We'll need to be careful with how we do this thing. But not that careful. Alright, so... If I hit this conquer button... I think I'll be good to go with this. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to move my army to Zanj, and I'm going to move my navy. And my navy's already there. Excellent. So that's a little bit of infamy. That triggers a diplomatic play. I can potentially sway countries, but I don't need them. A lot of countries potentially going for Mazartine, but none that I'm actually worried about. If Ausa steps in, I can just grab both states in Ausa, and that'll be just fine. Alright, both of my puppets bailed, which is fine. Gojam sides with them, alright. Not worried about Gojam's army. I say as I frantically check what type of troops they have. And there's railway. Beautiful. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to queue in a railway in Weisstadt. We're going to throw that railway at the top of the queue. And we're just going to put it right after the motor industries, and that'll be just fine. And Borana sides with Mazartine, but again, they can't get there unless Galedi comes in too. So is Ausa going to get in? That's the primary question. The longer they wait, the less it's going to be a problem if I grab more states. Shewa is neutral. It's good. We'll see what Harar does. Oh, I should mobilize this army. Again, Ausa is the one that's really going to impact things. And Ausa bails. Alright, easy peasy. This shall be just fine. Let me see. So who's the biggest country in Ethiopia? It's probably Shewa, honestly. So if I can help them to build up, that's probably... Well, let's see the others. 2 arms. Just take a quick check here. Walega... So I'm looking at GDP and population. Walega's about 500,000. Gojam, 3/4. Begemder, less than half. Wello, about half. Tigray, about half. Kaffa, 3/4. Shewa, 1.25. Borana about half. Harar about 3/4. All right, so Shewa is definitely my country to support. They're all functionally ruled the same way, right? Yeah, it looks like. All right, let's get our naval invasion going. Oh, no, hold on. Other army, the Ejército Portugués. 3 weeks. Obviously, this is costing us some cash, but that's okay. It's not that much cash. Oh my goodness. We have a huge construction efficiency problem here. Why? Because of turmoil. Alright, we'll just go ahead and cut attacks and throw a suppression decree there. And what does that do to the construction queue? It makes it at least viable. Rough, but viable. Alright, let's do the motor industries first. How's our invasion going? It's going pretty well. And a Sotho separatist movement, that's probably Vrystadt. Yeah. Oh, and Transvaal. Okay, hold on. I need to figure out how to deal with this, because... Well... So the problem is, this railway is not going to get done, and that's going to be a real problem. So, I'm going to focus on the other stuff. I think it'll still get partially built, but I'm going to focus on the motor industries and the other industry for now, while this is happening. So got them fully occupied. They're losing 15 war support per week, so this is just going to be a couple more weeks before this sorts itself out. I don't have any ability to go after these other countries, so that's just going to be what it is. There's the secession. So let's go ahead and throw the Ejército Portugués in over here. I don't anticipate this being some kind of big issue. I don't think they've got much in terms of militaries, so I should be completely able to do this without a problem. Hey, give me your country. Oh no, I gotta wait until they're all the way down. They're not gonna accept anything like that. All right, and now I've got a little bit of extra authorities kicking around. On the other hand, my finances are goofed because of all that gold that was coming in that is not coming in anymore. So, you know, you take the good with the bad, I guess. With this, I think we can just... I could pull Great Britain in, but I don't feel any need to at this point. No one else is going to step in on this. Ooh, a donation of knowledge. Roberto Cabral has offered to spend some of their personal wealth to fund the creation of a university in Alentejo, though this will likely give the industrialists some influence. The Roberto Cabral University will be a proud bastion of learning in these times of rapid progress, where knowledge truly is power. I can say a wonderful idea, get a free university and 5% stronger industrialists, or I can say no, we can't give them a platform, which makes them a little bit salty. I'm going to say a wonderful idea. Free universities are always something I'm going to pick in 99% of situations in Victoria 3, and this is no exception. Give me the country. And we'll just go ahead and scrap this extraneous army. Don't need to pay for it. So this is going to put a little bit of a halt to my expansion. I am now outputting motors, so I can... Well, I'm not outputting motors quite yet, but that's alright. Oh, interesting. So Transvaal... So these areas had my food industries that are now not producing. Let's go ahead and put some food industries in Beira. We'll just queue that in for now. It's going to go right above the coal mines. Food industries are nice to have. but I want them in my home territory. Obviously, no one is going to oppose us here, so I think this is going to be completely easy peasy situation. We're also short on bureaucracy now, unfortunately, which is causing us to lose a little bit of wealth. But again, this is a temporary situation. It's interesting. I hadn't realized kind of how well built up these areas are. Ooh, we've got the urbanized Portugal entry. How can we? Let's pay attention to that. Sotho uprising. There that goes. All right, so let's take a second to look at that. Let me see. We got quite a few. I should take a look at these. So urbanized Portugal. The future is not white or black, like the tales say. It's gray. The color of the train that lets us visit foreign lands. The color of the factory that lets us pay for such travel. My friend, the color of progress. We'll complete if 75% of all eligible Portuguese states. Currently, any building is an urban center equal to level 5 or higher. Currently 33%. Or any Portuguese state is an incorporated state, and any building has urban center level equal to 10 or higher. So I think... Oh, and eligible means incorporated. So basically, we need to get urban centers up to level 5 in Alentejo and Beira, because we've already got a level 5 urban center in Extremadura. And then we need to get a level 10 urban center anywhere. So that's how we get urbanized Portugal. Farms to factories. A nation of peasants is a nation of the past. How can we expect progress to arrive at our homes if those homes are no more than farms? So this will complete if less than 35% of the population is peasants, if we don't have land-based taxation or serfdom enacted, and if the industrialists are not marginalized. So we're pretty close to that, I would say. For our population is about 11 million. Number of peasants, 1.75 million. Oh, because it's incorporated population. It should be. It says total population, which we should already have, but we'll get to that over time. And then path to liberalism. A more democratic society with the right ideals will lay the groundwork for a country where the liberty of all citizens is paramount. So this will complete if we've got census or universal suffrage enacted, if legitimacy is greater than 50, and if at least one interest group in the government is liberal, and if we're at peace. With no insurrectionary interest groups. I don't know that we're necessarily going to complete that, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Gojam is going after Braganca. I'm not going to concern myself with that, because I can't reach that area anyway. Wallega sides with Braganca, but I can't get involved in that. War's going just fine. I'm expecting to have this closed out pretty soon. So, how is the clothing market? Doing pretty well, doing pretty well. I could definitely close out this import route of clothes. Let's take a look at the textile industry that we just built and see how it's going. Okay, it is getting employed, so we're doing well. And there's that issue resolved. So, is that railway still under construction? It is not. Let's get it back being built. And because the turmoil here is way down, this should go way faster. Oh, and obviously all the gold mines that I queued in are no longer queued in. So we'll queue those back in. In fact, I think those are going to be built up basically as soon as we've got the rail infrastructure to support them. We'll throw in a second railway and put that in the middle of the gold mines, and that will help out a lot. So, moving right ahead here, I want to go after Galeti next. If I grab the state, that's going to be 3.8 infamy. They're going to get Tigray on their side, but that does not impact me. Oh, actually, it's getting to be time to end the episode. Yeah, we'll go forward into June and then cut it there. How is diplomacy? Marina Kingdom still can't be reduced. I could reduce Guatemala to a puppet. But I don't think that's maybe not as important as getting the Marina Kingdom down in Liberty Desire. Well, Marina Kingdom is going down in Liberty Desire very, very fast. So I'm feeling pretty good about that so far. But I think I'll make a decision at the beginning of next episode. For now, I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. And I'll see you on the other side.